Welcome to Bridging the Geekdoms. I'm Robert Slavinsky. This is a place where I speak the truth about the pop culture world. Well, at least I try to. Anyway, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the show. Now, typically our show's set up a little bit differently, but the past few weeks have been, a little strange, just with how we can get things moving along. And this week is going to be slightly different than what we normally do. Typically, we have a few hot topics that we talk about for about 20 to 30 minutes, and then we get into a main topic. But today, we're going to have one hot topic followed by a news segment called For Why, our take on the latest bullshit around the web. After that, our main topic is actually going to be a handful of topics surrounding or including everything that's been announced and talked about within the Marvel Cinematic Universe world this past week. So stay with me here. This could be a very, very interesting ride for sure. Now, if you are somebody who doesn't know, we do this show live on a weekly basis. So please head over to YouTube, find us, subscribe, hit that follow button so you, man, I'm a mess today. So you can follow along live. And if you are watching live, you can join in the chat and the conversation as well. I always love talking to viewers during the show and just answering questions or just getting their take on things that we're talking about. With all that said, let's just get into this here. And I am by myself today, so this may not be a complete hour-long show. Typically, my solo shows run about 45 minutes, but let's get into it here, all right? So the first thing I want to bring up today is this news, which a lot of people are freaking out about. Henry Cavill was photoed in LA just a couple days ago. And everybody's saying, well, look, his hair is dyed black and it's cut to look like Superman and he's clean shaven and blah, 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 this and that. And you're not wrong. All of those things are accurate. We know that, there's a chance of Cavill showing up in some cameo roles here and there when it comes to the DC films. We know that he's been working with Warner Brothers. He and his agent have been trying to get a deal put in place where he can come back. He's stated the cape is in the closet. He wants to come back. But actor being in LA doesn't necessarily sit there and tell me, oh crap, he's doing this or he's doing that. It's actor is in LA is how I read it. He could have to shave, cut his hair for any role. Now, do I believe that this is for Superman? Actually, I kind of do. I kind of believe it is. There's rumor that they're adding him to the Flash film. Very good possibility that's what this is from. It could be that he's going to be in the Flash movie, and this photo was taken at LA while he's doing that. However, if I'm not mistaken, Flash was shot in London. Now, that doesn't mean reshoots aren't taking place in LA, but regardless, it's a good possibility. It could be Black Adam. It could be Shazam. It could be Aquaman. It could be Blue Beetle. It could be anything at this point if it is for Superman. So, yes, that's going on. And I got to say, I'm excited. We all want Cavill back as Superman. I know that I've been saying for months, if not years, that he's going to be back because I believe that he would be back. I believe that he is too good in that role and so beloved, even by people who weren't fans of the films that he was in. He is beloved enough that, yeah, it makes sense for him. It makes sense for him to be Superman still. So that was kind of some of the big news for the DC world this week. Nothing else. I know that there was some more Blue Beetle news coming out that says, oh, it's not going to be canceled, which is like the fourth or fifth time that's been said by the director or somebody attached to the film. So besides that, DC doesn't have much going on. Black Adam tickets went on sale, so people are all excited about that. I mean, it is what it is at this point. Let's see what happens with DC. I know that Ken, the co-host of this show, or one of the co-hosts of this show, he wants to talk about the battle between DC in Marvel right now. So hopefully we can do that next week or the next time he's on. We're gonna sit down and focus on that because I think that I think things are a lot different than they were just even a year ago with these two companies. But enough about that. Let's move on to this next segment here. And this next segment, oh man, what happened here? It's gone. Oh, I thought I saved it. All right. Well, this next segment is one that I really enjoy. Actually, let me do one thing here. I want to do one thing. Is there is a tweet that I put out. Let me see if I can find it. Oh boy, it got deleted. Well, that sucks. I wish I would have saved the tweet. Oh well, let's get into it here. All right, for the why, let's get into all the latest scoops and bullshit around the web. And I unfortunately I really flubbed up on this one here. So the latest from everybody's favorite scooper or grifter or bullshitter, Mikey Sutton, is saying that Deborah Snyder is in the front running to be the head of the DC Films portion, the new studio DC Films. It's also stated that a a Injustice League or a something is in the works where Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor and Jared Leto's Joker are going to be together. He also said that David Zaslav wants more Jared Leto Joker. Look, he is a grifter. The more you go to his site, the more you click on his links, the more revenue he gets. That is his bread and butter. That is what he's doing. He is telling you things. He's telling everybody these things to make money. He says, I know that he's said in the past, I've actually heard him say in the past that he used to pay for scoops, that he would actually pay people that were insiders essentially for information. And maybe that's how he got some right information in the past. But I could tell you right now, when it comes to DC stuff, when it comes to anything, really anything, he's throwing shit at the wall. He's throwing shit at the wall, making it up as he goes along because he thinks that if he even gets one right, those people who are listening to him and hearing what he has to say will continue listening to him and following him. It's absolutely absurd how many people are just defending this guy. And it's on Twitter, all over Twitter. And I feel bad. I do feel bad for Sil Abdul because he got swindled by this guy, and I don't think he understands it yet. He is swindled by him, and it's going to hurt his reputation in the long run. And that is just unfortunate. But yeah, Debbie Snyder, head of DC. Look, that's Debbie and Zach work very close together. And she is very much so a part of what he is doing with Netflix. To pull her out of that to specifically focus on DC, I don't see that happening. You also have to imagine that, look, as much as we all want to believe, us Snyder fans want to believe that, oh, the best thing for Warner Brothers to do is to bring Snyder back and restore the Snyderverse, and everybody will be happy and they will make millions and billions and gazillions of dollars. That is not the case. That is not the case. I don't know how many times I have to explain it. I am a diehard Snyderverse fan. I wish it would have continued. I wish it would have been finished. If they would have let him go, it would have been done at this point in time. And we would have had an amazing anthology or whatever, 5, 6 movies, whatever it would have been of films. It would have been fantastic, but we didn't get it. The reason being is because it didn't land with the general audience. It didn't land to push that money making system to make $1 billion. And that is what Warner Brothers is suffering with money right now. If you think they're going to take a gamble on bringing Zach back, giving him $200 or $300 million to make a movie, when the last 2 that he made hardly made back the money that they put into it, use your head. I want him to come back. I would love it, but it's not going to happen. It's called common sense. Just like predicting that Henry Cavill will come back is common sense. As I said a little bit ago, I've talked for years that I believe that Henry Cavill would be back. I was told multiple times that Henry Cavill would be coming back. But I never truly believed that he would be back until we saw something, whether it's on film, in writing, an announcement, or something. The people that are out there saying Henry Cavill will be back is saying that he will be back. And when he does show up, they're going to be like, see, told you, we were right. Told you. Stop listening to these scoopers. I don't know who Facebook user is, but Facebook user says logical. And you're right. You're right. Make sure you guys on Facebook connect your Facebook to Restream so your names will show up if you want your name to show up. But yeah, logical. And that's what I'm trying to be, is logical about this whole thing. Because you can't sit there and think that all Warner Brothers struggling financially. They're going to do what they believe are sure bets. The Batman sequel makes sense because it made a bunch of money. It wasn't overly expensive to make. You take a look at Joker. Joker made $1 billion. Wasn't expensive to make. Makes sense to make a sequel of that. That is what Warner Brothers has to do right now. And yeah, they're going to take chances, but it's going to be lower budget films like Blue Beetle, which is roughly a $100 million movie. And when all is said and done, it's probably going to make $300-400 million. So it makes sense. Logic. That's what you have. That's how you have to think. That's how David Zaslav is going to think. And the fact that these scoopers, these people will sit there and say that David Zaslav wants Jared Leto back as Joker. Come on. Do you really believe that David Zaslav, the head of Warner Brothers, the head of Discovery, is sitting there saying, you know, guys, you know what we really want, what we really need? We need Jared Leto back. That'll fix all of our problems. Get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry. Oh, man. I want people to realize and understand that you can't trust these scoopers in any way, shape, or form. They are grifters. They are clowns. And that's the point of this whole segment that I'm going to be doing every once in a while, is we're going to take a look at what the latest bullshit is that they're spouting and look at it logically. And we'll look at it logically and we'll say, you know what? They're wrong. Because logically, it's wrong. It's dumb. It's stupid. Mikey Sutton says stuff just to say things. If you've ever watched him on what you call Syllab Dole's channel, and obviously you don't watch him because he doesn't show his face, but when he's come on, he sits there and you can tell he's making things up as he talks, because somebody will comment something or Syl will say something that is completely off of what away from what he was saying, and he will somehow connect what he was saying to that. Zoe Collette Green and Jerry kicked butt in American Psycho, though. I have a feeling your name isn't Zoe Collette Green. But yes, he did kick butt, I guess, in American Psycho. I mean, he was only in it for, like 3 minutes, but that's all right. Jared Leto's a great actor. He is. But look at how divisive his Joker was. And we've got a Joker movie coming. You got Billy Keegan or Barry Keegan as Joker in the Batman franchise. To have a third Joker running around just doesn't seem like that's going to be something they want to do, at least at this point in time. And again, David Zaslav is not sitting in a beach chair in Hawaii thinking about, oh, let's get Jared Leto back as Joker. Or he's not sitting in the office on the 65th floor of his building saying, get me Jared Leto on the phone. That's going to fix Warner Brothers in DC. Like, people, come fuck on. My God. All right. Well, there's my little spout about all the bullshit right now. So please, let me know what you think. It is. I was DJ Zoe for 7 years in Detroit clubs, FYI. Oh, man. And you should come DJ for my show. That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? All right. So there is my news segment. Our news segment, 4Y, our take on the latest bullshit around the web. So make sure, if you have anything to say about all of that, leave comments down below. Support these scoopers. I want to hear why you support these scoopers in my comments. I really want to know what it is to you, why to you feel so like what is it that makes you trust these scoopers, these clowns, these grifters? All right, let's move on to the main topic here. Main topic. So the first one we're absolutely going to have to talk about here is the fact that Ryan Reynolds is becoming very much like Dwayne The Rock Johnson when it comes to marketing. He knows how to market, probably better than a lot of people. But on September 27th, Ryan Reynolds announces that Hugh Jackman is coming back as Wolverine. And this is exciting. This is exciting news because we all love Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. When I believe it was 2016, I think it was, when Logan released, he said he was done. He was hanging up the claws. He was done with the role. And then Disney purchased Fox and the rights went to Disney for the X-Men. And everybody said, we want Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. Well, if anybody could do it, it's Ryan Reynolds, obviously. And this was a great, just fun little way for introducing what he was doing here. And again, this is just great marketing by Ryan Reynolds. He really knows how to play to his audience, and he really does, and it's great. They then did another little video and just making fun of what they're going to be doing in the movie. But it's not so much that I want to talk about, because that is exciting. But what does this mean for the MCU? What does Hugh Jackman coming into the MCU mean for the character Wolverine? Because let's think about it. Hugh Jackman is what, 50 something, in his 50s, mid 50s? Yeah, you could say that Robert Downey Jr. was in his 50s, that's besides the point. But we're excited to see these characters, these X-Men, come into the MCU. We want to see them for a while. We don't want to see one or two films of them. And Hugh Jackman kind of was like, I'm done with this. So how passionate is he going to be if he were to come in and do more than just this Deadpool movie? And that's where I started thinking, like, you know what, guys? Let's be excited. Absolutely. Let's get excited. Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine. Absolutely exciting. But that's it. If I were a betting man, this will be the last time we see Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, is in this Deadpool film. And the way I think it's going to work is Deadpool has to get from point A to point B, meaning Deadpool has to get from the Fox universe to the MCU somehow. And I think that's what this movie is going to be. I think it's going to be a journey of Deadpool getting to the MCU. Henry Cavill as Wolverine Jr. Don't need the Jr. at the end there, but I would not be against Henry Cavill being Wolverine. He's a bit tall, but I wouldn't be against that. I think he'd be a really great Wolverine. Same with Zac Efron. I'm in the boat where I want Zac Efron as Wolverine. So that's what I want to see. But I don't think we can get excited. We're going to see Hugh Jackman as Wolverine again. We're going to see him with Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool. It's going to be great. That's going to be fun. It's going to be hilarious. It's going to be a great time. But this is just a band-aid for what everybody has been wanting for the last 3 or 4 years at this point, is who are these X-Men going to be? Who is going to play these roles? When are we going to see them? And Marvel simply is like, well, here's a band-aid, and all right, let's just get 2 years out of this. We don't need to announce anything now for 2 years. So there's another 2 years where we're not going to find anything out about Wolverine. They're slowly bringing in the X-Men, but yeah. So I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on this whole thing. I don't think that Hugh Jackman is going to be back as Wolverine anytime soon. Or, I'm sorry, is going to be sticking around. I don't think Hugh Jackman's Wolverine is going to be back for good. I think this is a one and done, and we're going to get a new actor as Wolverine. I think this is just going to be some shenanigans as he's going through the multiverses or some universes to get back or get to the MCU, or that's Deadpool at least. So we'll see. We definitely will see. The next thing I want to talk about, which I have to say, I was kind of shocked at this, being that it's only a month away from production, 6 weeks away from production. Blade lost its director. Let's see, Bassam Tariq departs the Blade film, but he will stay on as executive producer. So now the hunt for a new director of Blade is taking place. Blade was announced, 432 years ago? Honestly, I think it was 2019. Comic-Con of 2019 is when Blade was announced. Then Mahershala Ali was announced to be playing the character. It is taking this long, 3 years, to get production moving, and now the director leaves. Not only that, but there are reports coming out that the script isn't good, that the script had 2 fight scenes, and that Ali is actually upset with the process that's been going on, and that could mean bad for this movie. Ali could walk away. He is a 2-time Academy Award winning actor. He is a busy man. He's sought after. He doesn't need to stick around here. Now, personally, I'm not a fan of Ali. At least in this role, I like him in many other roles. I loved him as Cottonmouth on Luke Cage. I thought he was great in that. But I don't think he fits Blade. That's just me. I understand a lot of people are excited about it, so I'm trying to tell you, look, this isn't good. This movie is absolutely going to get pushed back. If they were to hire a director today, you could possibly push the movie back 6 months to get started, because you want the director to have 4 to 6 months in being able to help develop this movie. But if the script is bad, that means they're going to have to go back to the drawing board and make a script that is adequate. Now, what's crazy to think here is that when you truly think about it, they should have been building sets. If the film was supposed to start in 6 weeks, they were in pre-production and heavy pre-production at this point in time. And here we sit with no director, a script that is ass, and a pissed off lead actor. That doesn't bode well for the film and doesn't make me excited as I was when they announced this movie. Now, a lot of people say that the news of Hugh Jackman coming back, which released a day before this story came out, was in hopes to soften the blow and to kind of cover for this. And we're going to get into that in a minute here, but there's something going on at Marvel, and it's not good. It's not good. We also got a Black Panther trailer today. I'm not going to talk too much about it because there's going to be countless people on the internet talking about it on the TikToks and all that jazz. But let's just watched it. The special effects look subpar. It's pretty on track right now for Marvel. There's that shot of of Namor jumping in the air, and he's using the wings on his feet to kind of jump. And do you remember that scene in the Halo show that everybody made fun of when Master Chief was running and jumping? Yeah, it looks just as bad as that, if not worse. The trailer revealed nothing. It looks like it's just a somber film that is just gonna. It's not exciting. There was nothing exciting in this trailer. There wasn't anything in this trailer that said this is going to be a fun action film, and that worries me. I think they're going to play heavily on the part that T'Challa has died. And, they did that. They wrote that in because of the passing of Chadwick Boseman. And the film could be great. It could be. But let's face it, we all know that they should not have recast T'Challa. Or they should have recast, or they should not have written him off. They should have recast T'Challa. But they didn't do that. And it was just a dumb decision by Marvel. Their decision was it was too early to recast. First off, Chadwick Boseman passed away. Was it in 2019? The end of 2019. They didn't start filming for 2 years, roughly. A year and a half, 2 years, they didn't start filming. I'm sorry, it wasn't too early to recast. And as I've stated many, many times, the character is beloved. The character is important. The man who brings the character to life absolutely is important, and he did a fantastic job. But they could have put somebody else in that role to continue that legacy of the character. And it probably would have made a better movie, but we haven't seen the movie yet, so let's wait and see for sure. But you have the people out there claiming, that this film, by making Shuri the new Black Panther, which is what it kind of looks like they're doing, they're pushing this female agenda. And maybe they are, maybe they aren't. Again, we have to see the movie to know that. But it's going to cause controversy that there doesn't need to be because of the current state of the world. So I guess we'll have to wait and see the film. Let me know your thoughts on the Black Panther trailer. Again, it was all right. It did nothing to excite me. There was nothing in there that said this is going to be a fun action film. It's just I think the bad special effects really took me out of it. Keeping on par and on track with recasting information, it looks like they're going to be recasting Thunderbolt Ross in the MCU, and rumor has it that Harrison Ford is their top pick and is being courted to become that character. That they actually also hearing from people on the internet that they were going to announce it at D23, but Kathy Kennedy nixed that and said, "Hey, Kevin, no, I want the focus of Harrison Ford to be Indy." Makes sense. But if that's the case, you don't recast Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa, but you recast William Hurt's Thunderbolt Ross. And he just passed away a few months ago. The idiocy in doing that, to me, it's on par with Marvel right now. It really is. I think it's dumb. I think it's just, why? Why say, and just a couple weeks ago, Kevin Feige, or even a week ago, he says it was too soon to recast T'Challa. And then 3, 4, 5 days later, they're recasting Thunderbolt Ross and they're looking at Harrison Ford. Really? Like that's what they're going to do? All right. The next bit of news when it comes to Marvel is they've got a writer for Avengers Secret Wars. This came out today. Deadline is reporting that Michael Waldron, who wrote Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness and the entire first season of Loki, will be writing the script for Avengers Secret Wars. Now, this movie is due to come out at the end of 2025, so we have some time here until this movie is going to be made. They'll probably start filming it end of 2023, so end of next year, early 2024 at the very latest. So yeah, he's got probably a good 6 to 9 months to write this script. But he was also brought on by Kevin Feige to write Kevin Feige's Star Wars script. So he's got that going for him right now, too. Obviously, I'm not saying he can't do both. There's a lot of concern, though, in the Twitterverse about this because there's a lot of people who aren't a big fan of Multiverse of Madness. I am one of those that felt that it didn't go far enough. They promised one thing when they announced this film, and then they didn't go far enough with it. It's not to say Sam Raimi didn't do a great job with the movie. I think Raimi did a great job, but the script was a absolute low point or low factor for that film. However, I truly enjoyed the first season of Loki, so I'm a little bit torn. I'm a little bit torn on what this writer can do, and I guess we'll have to wait and see. But what do you guys think about him coming on and writing the script for Avengers: Secret Wars? Now, don't forget he's writing the script. That doesn't necessarily mean he's penning the story. There could be a story already created and he's writing the script around that story, or he could be doing both. But I guess we'll see. But let me know in the comments what you think about all of this. All right. And oh, well, we're on to the final little topic here. Final little topic. All this that has been said when it comes to Marvel. Again, there's a lot to talk about. A lot of stuff came out from Marvel this week. But none of it, besides the Hugh Jackman thing, was overly exciting. Let's not forget to mention that She-Hulk is currently running, and it's not trending. It releases on Thursdays. It might get like an hour or 2 hours of trending and so the social media verse, but nobody's talking about She-Hulk. I think Marvel's in trouble. Kevin Feige, as I've stated, is spread too thin. You can see that with the poor quality of these films and TV shows right now. And it sucks. It truly sucks. We should be excited. With what they accomplished in those first 10, 11 years, there should be hype constantly when something gets released. Is it fatigue? Is it the poor? I think it's the poor quality. I don't think people are fatigued because people, when something is about to come out, people are excited for it. But when they watch it, there's no hype around it after that point. And that's disappointing. Marvel used to be something. Marvel used to be a force to reckon with. It just at this point, I kind of feel like they need to get a second person alongside Kevin Feige. I kind of feel like they need to get Kevin Feige to oversee everything like he has been, but then he has to have somebody there who's kind of, all right, go over and see what's going on at TV while I'm over in film, or let's swap and do this and do that. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is at this point. I think it's a good chance if things continue going the way they're going with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Secret Wars will be the last hurrah for the MCU. I think it'll be the last time anybody really cares about anything. There's a lot of people who think that Secret Wars is going to be kind of a soft reboot to the MCU, where it's going to kind of reestablish, as I like to say the Flash movie is going to do, it's going to reestablish the MCU and starting fresh, where at that point in time, you won't have to have seen anything that came before. You can kind of jump in here, move forward with fresh eyes. It's a brand new universe. And maybe that's what they need. I really don't know. Let me know in the comments, though. Yeah, like when I do my solo shows, it's not as interesting as when I have somebody with me. I'm kind of all done already, so I'm gonna let you guys go a little early today. That's what they always say on my Zoom meetings. It's weird. I'm gonna give you 30 minutes of your day back. Look at that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'm Robert Slavinsky. You can hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, scan that QR code to find us on all the social medias and all the podcatching apps and all that jazz. Yeah, let us know in the comments what you think about Marvel right now. Like I said, Ken really wants to discuss the Marvel versus DC thing, and who's where, if it's even a debate at this point in time. So hopefully we can get him on the show. I know he's been pretty busy with work, so hopefully we can get him on the show soon and talk about that. But with all that said, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to all of you later.